Welcome to the Ambient iPad. It's all about Mellotron organs this time, so let me get right into it. The signal chain is the Mellotron M4000D Mini. Its master mono analog output goes into a Boss volume pedal on the floor, and the output from the volume pedal goes into a Boss GT1000 core multi-effects unit. The stereo output from the core goes into a Boss RE-202 Space Echo, and then the stereo output from the Space Echo goes into a Universal Audio Volt 276 interface, which communicates back and forth with the iPad Pro. I've got GarageBand going just as a tape deck just to record the performance. I am using a little bit of compression in there and the Spatializer app to widen the stereo field. I'll be using the Space Echo just for sound-on-sound looping. Some links in the description down below. I've gone through this before. You need to get the Space Echo into long delay mode, which will give you up to 6 seconds of delay, which you have to tap. I recommend once you get it into long delay mode, put the head selector on head 1, tap out a 2-second delay, and then you can move it to head 3 and you'll get the 6 seconds. Then save it to a memory slot so you never have to worry about it again. So it'll just be the effects for the Mellotron will just be going through or be coming from the GT1000 core by Boss. Yeah, a lot of Boss effects, and I like Boss and Roland stuff. So we're going to be using all the organ sounds on the Mellotron, the M4000D, the internal sound bank, which is essentially card 1. I have the Mellotron in what they call category mode, so I can just kind of go through the ascending or descending the organ sounds. You can have this set up so that it goes through each machine, the Mark 1, the Mark 2, alphabetical through every patch, or by instrument. So we've got it set it up, so we will go I have it set up so we'll go through all the different organ sounds. So let me demonstrate that just so you can kind of hear what it sounds like, some of the different organs. I'll be using all of them, building up a soundscape with the sound-on-sound looping, turning off the Space Echo occasionally to do some soloing that's not imprinted on the loop, and then we can kind of go back and forth and do that. So here's some of the organ sounds. Right now I just have a light chorus and a light delay, and I'll just kind of keep that going on the core, and a little bit of reverb with the Mellotron patches. There's reverb built in from the original recording. So here's a church organ. A few of those on here. Hammond C3. Nice. There's a lot of, they're just calling these organs, and they have different varying degrees of reverb, nice kind of crunchy old idiosyncrasies of the organs they used, and a lot of these have kind of a vibrato tremolo effect going too. And let me go through that. Pipe organ. And reverb organ. This is a nice kind of crunchy, really nice 60s sounding organ. Put a little bit of phaser on this and a more reverb, and you get this nice Pink Floyd-ish ambient organ sound. So we'll definitely be using that. All right, so you get the idea. Lots of different organ sounds of varying degrees of personality. I will warn you that once we get the loops going, a lot of these organs begin to sound the same, but there's definitely a lot of difference between them, just in whether they're using a Hammond organ or whatever else they were using at the time in the 60s. And of course, those organs had their own kind of effects, the vibrato and the tremolo, and that'll be all over this as well. All right, so let me get into the jam now. I'm going to kind of make it simple for myself. It's just going to be A minor, i.e. C. And I think, given that it's about 6 seconds and I'm in A minor, I'm going to try doing a piece of mine. It's called Silver Sky. I'll have a link down below for that too. It's on every streaming platform, yada, yada, right? It just, the timing, the main riff just kind of, as long as I can time it right, actually comes out with this. So I'm going to give that a whirl. So let me just get right into the jam. I'll let that fade out here. I have the repeats on the Space Echo set to about 1230. Because I was using so many different organ sounds, I didn't really want to get this soundscape wall of organ soup, so to speak. I did want the layers to degrade quicker than I usually do. I typically have that dial set to about 1:30, 2 o'clock, right before you get into self-oscillation. That allows the layers to decrease in volume as slow as possible, as well as the sound to degrade slowly as well. I wasn't that concerned about the volume decreasing as I typically am. And again, I did want that to happen a little quicker because of the layers. I was still able to punch in and out and do a little soloing here or there with the pipe organ, as well as the Hammond C3, and then at the end with that reverb organ that really gets that nice 60s Pink Floyd-ish kind of vibe to it. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and good luck with your own music.